Hello and welcome. Silrace here to talk about World of Warcraft classic news, but I finally have time to read this, so I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to speculate some and so forth. If you really follow the World of Warcraft classic and so on, you have read this thing, and so you don't need to watch this video either. However, I finally have personally time and I decided, okay, I want to actually talk about this as well as I read it through, give some of my thoughts on it. I am reading this on the Wowhead website instead of actual Blizzard Entertainment website, mainly because I go to Wowhead for all my World of Warcraft news. Big thank you to Blizzard Entertainment, all you fine folks working on Classic and everything else. For releasing this info. Big thank you to Wowhead for all the awesome things you do for the World of Warcraft. Alright, let's get to it, let's talk about this. So first of all, yes, Blaze gone, all of that. No, I'm not going to read all of this aloud. I'm just gonna pick on the pieces which jump to me as something I may wanna talk about. Classic team is hard at work, making it reality. Thank you for that, I suppose. Now, which version of the game to focus on? Oh yeah, Burning Crusade, right? I mean, that is the classic World of Warcraft after all. I mean, you're the ones who use this word, classic. If I decide that the classic World of Warcraft for me is Wrath of the Lich King. It has nothing to do with vanilla World of Warcraft. Anyway, but they decided to use this particular word. And Battlegrounds were introduced in patches after WoW's original release. Yes, that is correct. And 1.12 Drums of War as our foundation. Represents the most complete version of classic experience. No, it doesn't. Most complete version of classic experience is Wrath of the Lich King. Anyway. I know I just probably made somebody really mad with that particular thing, but hey, you take it as you wish, my friends out there. Alright, so let's talk about this. 1.12 Drums of War. So after 1.12 there was a December patch before January release of the Burning Crusade. So that December patch, if memory serves, had the 41 point talents available for everybody. So basically, this is before the 41 point talents. I'm not gonna double check that, but if I am wrong, somebody please point that out to me in the comment section below. I believe this is the patch before that. This is the final patch, I think, like final big patch before Burning Crusade release. So, yeah, yes, this is the patch with cross-realm battlegrounds. Oh yeah, now I remember. Okay, why do I remember things like that? I don't know why I remember things like that. I've been into video games for too long, and I remember very strange things. Alright, so, cross-realm battlegrounds, of course, they say that they are using this as a foundation. That does not mean, notice the use of foundation. And a starting point wording here. Notice that those words exist there. They can still take things out of it. It doesn't have to be exactly as 1.12 was. So, for example, if they decide that they do not want cross-realm battlegrounds, they can just remove those, you know? They don't have to implement it. It's a foundation you build on. Or build on. Locally rebuilt version, blah blah blah. And dying, yes, you did a lot of dying. Dying actually was a thing back in vanilla World of Warcraft. Now it is a thing in PvP and so on. Although this was kind of amusing, like these core features like battlegrounds. Is battlegrounds really a core feature now? I think arena is more likely the core feature now, because it's the PvP and battlegrounds are kind of an afterthought thing. Yeah, well, never mind that then. Alright. Game sometimes crashed. No way, Jose. Of course it did. This is vanilla World of Warcraft we are talking about. For anybody who doesn't remember or never played during vanilla World of Warcraft, when it actually launched, it was kind of a buggy, glitchy mess. And they did fix that over time, but it wasn't really as stable as it is now. Not at all. Didn't recognize modern video cards. Well, that was what, 12, 13 years ago? So of course it didn't. Incompatible with current login system, of course it was. And of course all these anti-cheat things and so on. Just to point out this patch, by this patch they have fixed the corrupted blood problem, which came with the release of Zul'Gurub as a raid. Zul'Gurub no longer is a raid, but it was a raid way back then. And the final boss there, Hakkar, casted an ability called Corrupted Blood. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and do a little bit of research on Corrupted Blood incident. I think it's called incident now, whatever. It took the Vine folks back then like 3 months something to fix that, because that was insane. And I don't want that sort of stuff to be, repeated. The problem I have when they say archive version, essentially, is that like archival backups, is that if they had used a patch before this one, we could have still come from the starting point that nobody tested out Hakkar internally or whatever, and then you would have, a closed beta or open beta test, and suddenly somebody goes and, okay, we get corrupted blood again in this world. So no thanks to any of that. Alright. Engineering. World of Warcraft is a very data-driven game. Oh yes. Are you actually going to talk about data and tables and all that stuff? That would be brilliant. I have not read this. I have... rules for how these all are defined by the designers and artists in data. Oh yes. If you've never actually built a video game, try to do that. It is a very, very eye-opening experience of how things actually work behind the scenes of what you just see on your screen when you play. All in the classic experience, if we took our modern code, backend improvements, process patch 1.12 data. Alright. Include all of the classic stuff, yes, of course, because you bring the archive stuff back up, and features which do not exist, like achievements which I want to remove from World of Warcraft, but it's a personal thing. Absent from the data, yeah, of course they are not part of the archive. The second really defined how we'd get there. Starting from a modern architecture, blah blah. Yes. Operating from all the foundations. Oh, you're actually talking tables. Nice. So basically, oh yeah, they are talking about modern engineering here. I'm not gonna read this through, but if you're really interested in how stuff works, you may wanna do a little bit of research, and if you know, then I don't wanna bore you. An easy, very, very simple, since they are talking about Lua scripts here, a very simple thing you can try and do for yourself if you just wanna give a little bit of learning experience for yourself about World of Warcraft and about data in general. Try and make a World of Warcraft add-on using Lua scripts. It is not very difficult, but if you've never done anything like it, it will actually make you have to learn stuff. And then you may appreciate it more, all the work people do in actually making tables and actually making video games. Alright, because it is not all that easy, or not all that simple. How engineering has changed. Yes, we used to have tables like this, like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, so on. And sometimes still see people making their Excel tables even looking like this, where they have 0, 0, 0 instead of like nothings. And a lot of space taken up by nothing, yes. And this is how it looks now, and yeah, I actually knew that already, but not everybody does. Not everybody is into these things. So basically, if you look at the spacing, this looks like it takes more space. However, this thing takes more space in the fact that it has extra things which are not present here. This just takes more space on your screen. Alright. So, looking ahead, allows to recreate authentic classic experience, and well, being stable and latency and stability issues avoidance. That is very good. Please, because I don't want to have unstable version of the game. Alright, so overall what we have here is a very good little peek into the development of Classic, and also kind of giving us we have this, which is the, you know, building, we have this a foundation, and then we have a whole lot of building blocks we can add in or take away. Let's say that cross-realm battlegrounds is one thing, because if they don't want cross-realm battlegrounds, it's just a building block. They can just take the cross-realm part out and be done with it. Depending on however they want and however they wanna give us, because deliver the experience players want. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of annoyance to everybody out there. Not everybody probably, but to some out there for the very end of this particular video. I frankly do not believe that you can ever deliver the experience players want with this undertaking, with Classic World of Warcraft. So many people look at Classic World of Warcraft with rose-tinted glasses, remembering only the good things, only the things they had somehow experienced way back then, which stuck in their minds of like, this was fun. They don't remember any of the bad things, all the crashes, all the other problems, the corrupted blood stuff, the other many big annoyances way back then. And I frankly don't believe that you can deliver the experience players want anymore. Not with just recreating World of Warcraft Classic. That is, however, my opinion, my feeling. You're welcome to have a different opinion. You're welcome to be annoyed and frustrated and, you know, throw a hissy fit because I said that. And most of all, I want to be proven wrong. I just want to be proven wrong by these fantastic developers that they can deliver that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, for listening. Hopefully this was entertaining enough for some of you out there, even if you had already read this particular information back.